With the colder weather coming, a lot of people will start spending more time inside. Homeless shelters are preparing for crowds to grow as the temperatures drop. One shelter in Winchester needs help with those crowds. WKYT's Mike Linden talked with workers at Beacon of Hope.
While it's not the winter just yet, area homeless shelters are bracing for their busiest months now before their supplies run out.
With the winter coming, what we have isn't going to last. It won't last.
Employees at the 24-hour Beacon of Hope shelter in Winchester say their food supply is quickly dwindling.
We get low on spices, we get low on everything, and this winter there's going to be a lot more people because they don't like to turn anyone away.
Birchfield says it takes a lot of food to prepare 2 meals a day for the more than 40 residents here at the Beacon of Hope. She says what they have in their fridge right now is only really enough for 1 meal.
Food is our biggest problem. Meat, milk, cheese, things like that. Just the basic necessities is our biggest problem that we have to have come in.
Employees normally serve 3 meals a day, but are cutting back to 2 to save supplies for the winter. They say the shelter needs donations now to be prepared for the cold, long months ahead.
It's hard. I mean, if you've never went hungry, you don't know what it's like. They're happy for a peanut butter sandwich.
Donations can be dropped off at the shelter 24 hours a day. In Winchester, Mike Linden, WKYT.
The shelter is hosting a masquerade ball later this month to raise funds. To find out how to buy a ticket, go to WKYT.com. The Lexington Fire Department kicked off Fire Prevention Week with a parade downtown today. Firefighters used the week to talk with families about the importance of having working smoke detectors. Today, they simulated fire conditions to teach students the proper procedures for dealing with a fire.
We'll talk a little bit about the smoke alarms. We'll also talk about stay low and go under the smoke. And then the third thing we'll talk about is having an exit plan.
Firefighters say it's also important to replace any smoke detectors that are more than 10 years old. Kentucky is the 9th leading state in fire fatalities.
Tonight, people in South Carolina are cleaning up from record rainfall. We'll take a closer look at the damage.
See the community come together, and you'd be surprised how many people actually care.
We'll show you how folks in Mount Sterling are raising money for a teenager that was badly injured in a crash.
And friends and family of a UK graduate shot to death in a Texas parking garage want justice. Details on the latest arrest in the case.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 6.
This is the scene right now in many communities across South Carolina. Rain continues to pound the Palmetto State. Water is sitting in the streets, damaging homes and businesses. Emergency crews have helped with more than 100 water rescues so far. Leaders across the state are preparing to deal with more rain moving into the area. Thanks for watching WKYT. I'm Kristen Kennedy here with meteorologist Jim Caldwell. Jim, this flooding isn't just affecting one part of South Carolina. It really is in the low country and in the Midlands.
It's pretty tough down there. It was one of the some of the reports I've seen. They call this a 1,000-year flood for them. I mean, that's incredible. We're talking about significant numbers showing up, and the rain keeps coming down there in South Carolina. What we've got is our Defender network showing you some of that rain continuing to sweep in. Look at Charleston, already starting to pick up more heavy rain up toward Columbia as well. Light for some, but it doesn't matter because some of the storm totals from Charleston all the way into Columbia range from 15 to 20 inches of rainfall. And this is all since on Friday, essentially, that we've gotten that kind of number. Here's the setup right now. We're going to continue to feed that moisture in from the Atlantic Ocean, which means they'll still pick up at least a couple more inches before this finally takes a break, and they desperately need it at this point, Kristen.
Jim, we are starting to see many South Carolinians who are preparing for more rain. That is our top story at 6.
A massive storm is hovering over the East Coast from Wilmington, North Carolina to Charleston, South Carolina. The record-breaking rain is affecting millions of Americans.
This is not just any rain. This is going to be the heaviest rainfall we have ever seen.
In Charleston, old downtown roads are several feet underwater. Stranded strangers are acting like neighbors.
We just saw a bunch of people just kind of floating around and decided to help them out. Give them a hand.
You don't even know each other? You guys just helping hands here?
No, I think we just had the same motive as far as we're stuck here anyways, might as well help somebody out.
Help is here.
Since Thursday, at least 4 people have died in storm-related incidents in North and South Carolina. Downed trees and power outages are posing problems for first responders.
I'm a good citizen. I'm going to obey. I'm going to hole up in my apartment and clean out my dresser.
In Brunswick County, North Carolina, the impact from the low-pressure system is substantial.
The tough news still for North Carolina and especially South Carolina is the continued rains, which we're going to be keeping track of.
The severe weather in the Carolinas is expected to last through the night. Now to news here in the Commonwealth. A teenager seriously injured in a crash is out of the hospital. 16-year-old Aaron Williams was hurt 2 weeks ago in a crash in Bath County. His family says they have now moved him from UK Chandler Hospital to Cardinal Hill Rehabilitation Hospital. His road to recovery will be a long one. Tonight, his community found a way to help his family. WKYT Sam Smith is in Montgomery County.
The parking lot behind me may be empty right now, but it wasn't earlier today when dozens of people came out with their motorcycles to show their support and to raise money for the Williams family. Last month, Aaron Williams was in his car on his way to a Bath County High School dance before he was involved in a bad wreck. He needed to be pulled out of his flaming car. Williams was rushed to UK Hospital. The waiting room there was later filled with friends, family, and his teammates on the basketball team. Today, that support from the community continued with this ride. Organizers say everything raised today will go towards the Williams family.
My brother and him were friends. They were fishing buddies, and I've been wanting to do something like this, a benefit ride and stuff, and just kind of decided, hey, I'm going to do this, get a hold of Veronica, and she said, yeah. Just see the community come together, and you'd be surprised how many people actually care.
I spoke with Aaron's mother. She says her son's condition is improving, and you'll hear from her coming up tonight. For now, in Mount Sterling, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Organizers raised more than $700 during today's ride. We are learning new details tonight about a second arrest made in the death of a UK graduate. Police in Dallas, Texas arrested 31-year-old Christopher Love Friday. They say he shot and killed Dr. Kendra Hatcher in a parking garage back in September. Tonight, WKYT's Hillary Thornton is talking to friends who want justice for Hatcher.
This second arrest could not come soon enough for the friends and family of Dr. Kendra Hatcher. They have been asking for justice for the UK College of Dentistry grad since she was shot and killed back on September 2nd in what police are now calling a murder for hire.
Hatcher was working in Dallas, Texas as a pediatric dentist. Police there say last month when getting home to her high-rise apartment, the beloved dentist was shot in the parking garage just outside of her car.
I just can't even fathom who would want to do this to her.
Police say that person is 31-year-old Christopher Love, now facing a capital murder charge after police identified him as the shooter.
When Mr. Love was arrested, he was found in possession of the weapon believed to have been used to kill Dr. Hatcher.
Love's arrest comes weeks after 23-year-old Crystal Cortez was also arrested in the case, accused of being Love's getaway driver. Cortez then told detectives she was paid $500 to drive Love to the parking garage in a borrowed Jeep. Investigators say the woman behind that plan, the ex-girlfriend of the man Hatcher was dating, 33-year-old Brenda Delgado.
She is a fugitive, wanted at this point for capital murder.
As police search for Delgado, the alleged hitman Christopher Love is being held in jail on a $2.5 million bond. In the newsroom, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Police have not released any information about where they think Delgado might be. The sunny skies today gave us a nice break from the rain and chill we dealt with yesterday. Temperatures are slowly starting to creep back up. WKYT meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking a warm-up into the work week.
Yeah, we most certainly are. We'll be tracking temperatures back into the 70s here in the coming days. A very nice pattern taking shape here across central and eastern Kentucky with daytime highs in the 70s. And we're already in the 70s out there right now. You can see some of those readings. Low 70s in Richmond, Mount Sterling, 72, 71 in Maysville. Just comfortable no matter where you go or where you look. You're going to find this comfort level. Now, some of the levels in the atmosphere as far as humidity is concerned, that's actually gone up a little bit here over the past couple of hours, so that you can feel that it's still a little on the humid side if you walk outside. We'll check Defender out now for you here at home. We were checking across parts of South Carolina earlier. There you see everything stays on the nice and quiet side throughout the entire area. And that should be the case all the way until we get toward the end of the week. That's when our next frontal boundary is going to roll into town. And just like this past little round of cool air, we're going to have another one toward the end of the week where we see daytime highs go into the mid-70s, close to 80 degrees in some spots, and then crash at the end of the week and into next weekend back into the 60s. I'll track all of it coming up in just a few minutes.
The Laurel County Sheriff's Office is investigating bullet holes in a business. Deputies say someone damaged the Southern Belle Dairy on Keller Road just north of London. That person shattered the front windows and both the front and rear glass doors. Now the owners are dealing with more than $1,500 in damage. And a Lexington woman is in jail tonight accused of assaulting a police officer. Early this morning, officers went out to a home on Argonne Circle. They say a woman was refusing to leave. Police tried to arrest Sarah Turner, but we're told she kicked one of the officers and scratched his eye. The officer is okay. They charged Turner with assault.